welcome to the Cemetery Gates podcast featuring Xander Kane and Android Virus.
Cool. Okay, so we're recording. Hey, welcome to the Cemetery Gates podcast. I am Android Virus, joined by my illustrious co-host, Mr. Xander Kane. How you doing, man?
Good, man. Good, man. Running a little behind today on time, but we got it.
It's okay. You're just avoiding those DWI checkpoints in that crazy city you live in.
Yeah, always. Technically, I'm supposed to be, I'm essential, so I can be out past 9 p.m.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you guys have a curfew?
Your business cannot be open past 9 p.m. unless you're essential.
Oh, yeah. I think we have that too. So
Yeah, but like our restrictions are getting lifted a little bit on Friday, but they shouldn't because we're still like a top 5 spot in the fucking nation, and for some reason our governor's like, yeah, you guys can go bowling if you want. Cool.
have fun.
Have
You're like,
fun.
I don't think I will.
Yeah, like hard. That's the thing. Like, I don't know. Like, the people that are still going to go out, I think we're going to endanger themselves anyways. I think the vast majority people are like, no, we're not going anywhere. But
yeah, I go out for the essentials, groceries.
yeah,
And then we'll go out for a nice drive just to get out of the house, break the monotony.
right. We did that last week,
And
which was nice.
But when I go grocery shopping, I don't wear nothing. I'm one of those guys.
I wear a mask now because they have advised, but the cases here are significantly higher than where you are.
Yeah.
We're inching our way to 800 deaths and 17,000 cases, or some asinine amount of cases.
I think we're below 50 deaths.
Yeah, so we're pretty far along in the thing. So
we'll see what happens. I mean,
yeah, it's all good.
At first I was wearing a mask, and then I'm like, and then today I was actually at the grocery store, and everybody was wearing a mask but me, and I guess hey, I'm safe. Like, that's like,
well, it's more so just to because you can be asymptomatic and carry it.
Sure.
Like, you don't know you're sick, so it's like just I mean, it doesn't protect you from the virus, but if you do have it and don't have symptoms, it helps.
You don't want to give it to nobody else.
Yeah.
But I see 3 people, my wife and my boys, and then, well, I'll see my boss every now and then, but that's about it. So
yeah.
All right, man. This isn't the coronavirus show. This is Cemetery Gates.
This ain't the Ronapod or the Ronapod show thing.
Well, let's get into what we've been watching over the last week. Any type of weird horror shit. So I only watched one. I mean, other than the picks that we had tonight, because tonight we're gonna be reviewing Deadly Instincts. What was your pick? Right?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And
from 97, I believe.
Yeah, it definitely felt like a 90s film.
Yeah.
And then we're doing The Outing. I believe that one's from 87. So
yeah, also known as The Lamp, which is typically its wider release name, I believe.
And yours is also known as The Breeders.
Yeah, so there's like 5 films called Breeders, and this is one that's late to the game, I believe. All the other ones are a little earlier. Yeah, and I think they changed it because of the confusion. So
for sure. Well, we'll definitely get into that. And then we're gonna do a second chances tonight. We'll be bringing back that little segment. So we'll be Xander and I will be doing a review of a movie that we have either totally forgotten about or we gave a low rating in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll have a nice well to pull from for that. But maybe on future shows we may not do it if we want to, space it out a little bit if we don't have any shows to pull it from.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
But what we've been watching as far as horror, like we always like to get into what we've been watching. I will tell you that I did watch one horror movie this past week with my wife, and it was It Chapter 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I skipped that in the movie theater.
I did too. I saw the first one in the theater. Didn't see the second one in the theater.
You did not see the second one in the theater.
No, but so I skipped it in the theater as well.
Right. What do I feel about it?
I was.
It didn't.
Eh.
It didn't. Yeah, it didn't stick with me. It was
Yeah.
a little bit more goofier than the first one, I would say.
Right.
Which is kind of weird with adults. It was a little bit more like comedic. Um, it was okay. It didn't really. I don't want to say it didn't do much for me, but it didn't stick with me. I didn't. It's not like I thought about it the next day. I always find like if I'm sitting there thinking about a movie, like while I'm cooking,
Right.
or like it stuck with me, but it just it didn't do much for me.
Yeah, for me, that one was like, for every good thing they did, it was canceled by something like kind of, like you said, like a little more silly. Like they would do something really, I was like, oh, it's really great. And then it's like something silly would happen. I'm like, okay, you just kind of negated. And that the movie just did that the whole time for me. Like something really cool, 5 minutes later, what? So it was like, it doesn't really resonate or stick in any sort of meaningful way, or I don't know. It was very vanilla to me.
Yeah, I mean, it had some fun stuff, and I understand it's a partner to the first movie. Obviously, it's chapter 2, but it's not that great.
Yeah, there is an interesting. I don't know, that whole thing. There's like a lot to talk about between like the book, the 90s version, and the 2 remakes. Like there's a lot to like encompass. Like we could have like 5 podcasts about just talking about all those things, but we won't, but we could. There's a lot of stuff there.
Absolutely. Yeah, so it was okay. Did you check out anything?
I did, man. I finally got around to watching the Child's Play reboot.
Ah, cool. I saw that in theaters. What'd you think?
So I was not in at first.
Mm-hmm.
But once I watched it, I actually really wound up liking it a good bit. My biggest beef with it is I just didn't like how Chucky looked like Mickey Rourke post plastic surgery. that was my biggest like get up. And then at first I hated I didn't like that they changed it to Buddy with an I, but then it kind of makes sense because they're doing the whole integrated AI with like he can control your radio, he can turn on your TV. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah. But overall, I actually liked it way more than I thought I would.
Yeah, I did not mind that movie either.
There's some great kills in it. There's some good blood. If I had, and the reason like I did like it because I was like, okay, if I had never seen any other Child's Play movie and I just watched this, I would say it was good. So
yeah, I liked I liked where he because the little kid liked Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something, he like emulated that and he ended up cutting somebody's face off.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was some some funny little spots in there too, but it wasn't like Bride of Chucky or Cult of Chucky or Seed of Chucky level like silliness.
Yeah.
Like it really kind of steered away from that, and I thought that was a good thing because those later Chucky films get a little too silly. But it's a pretty solid reboot. I would watch another one. Like I said, my biggest hang up was just how Chucky looked in the face. It was weird.
I liked the Cult of Chucky and the follow-up in the mental hospital. I forget what that one, or is that the Cult? I forget. I like the 2 movies that were on Netflix that were post Bride of Chucky. I thought they were really good.
Yeah. So I think that franchise, I think it's alive and well.
Yeah, let's hope. Mark Hamill did good as the voice.
Absolutely.
I miss Brad Dourif, but Mark Hamill did great.
No, he did fine. At first, I forgot that it was Hamill that did it, and I was like, "Oh, where's Brad?" I was like, "Oh yeah," but he did totally fine. No qualms with that at all.
No way
on him doing that.
All right, man. Let's get into this. We're gonna play the trailer to your movie, Deadly Instincts, AK Breeders, from 1997, and we'll be right back. All right, man.
I told you it did this to me, and it's not human.
An alien predator has discovered the ultimate feeding ground. Earth.
You know, it's not every day a meteor hits you alone.
That's blood, I think. What am I supposed to do?
Let's just leave.
Strange blue lights and alien experiments.
You saw it too, didn't you?
I don't think we're gonna find anyone alive down here.
Riley?
I think we found something.
Please. I think he's using these things to control his victims.
He uses me, he controls me.
It's unstoppable, insatiable, and giving birth to a new breed of terror. The human race has met its match.
But yeah, man, go ahead, have at it.
All right. So, first of all, like, this movie has an awesome fucking poster. Like, the poster is great. It has this great, like, full body suit, not bodysuit, but, practical effects all the way. So it's this giant, like, animatronic looking thing or
Alien.
costume. I don't know. I don't even think it's animatronic, really. It's probably, it's not a crate. If it is animatronic, it's very minor. Probably just in mouth movement. It's more puppet a lot of the times, it looks like, because it's just like a lot of times you'll see just a hand come around a corner or just a head come around a corner. But anyways, it looks awesome.
Yeah, he looks like doesn't he look like a cross between like Pumpkinhead, Rawhead Rex, and an alien?
Yes, for sure. He's got that. His standing is much like Pumpkinhead, the way it kind of walks around and does all that, and has kind of the hunched over on the top side of him. But so this movie kicks off, and this giant meteorite just kind of crashes down on this college campus in Boston.
Is it really Boston?
It is, but no one has a Boston accent. Isn't it fucking the craziest thing? Like, the entire movie, not a single person has a Boston accent.
But is it in Boston though?
It's Boston PD. Like, when the newspapers, the Boston Herald or whatever, and then it's Boston PD with the police officers.
I feel like, and I did a little digging, that a majority of these actors are Irish. So I'm calling shenanigans. I'm thinking it was filmed in Ireland.
It could have been.
And it was a bunch of Welsh or English or Irish actors faking English accents. And that's what I felt really weird. Except for the main guy, but but all the actors were all. So I'm thinking it was filmed somewhere in the UK, but with like Boston PD decals and fake newspapers. Yeah, I'm just saying it gave me that feel. But go ahead.
Yeah. So it crashes down on this campus, and like you get it crashes down on the earth, and you get like a body shot of just like a woman laying on the ground, and she has like a piece of the meteor like stuck to the side of her face.
Mm-hmm.
And she peels it off, and it's all like gooey and gross and whatnot. And she like kind of comes to and wakes up, and you kind of hear the I guess alien like kind of wake up, and she just kind of like runs away. So you get some sort of like cat and mouse vibe going on here, but you don't really know what's going on with her at all.
Yeah,
like she's constantly the creature's always near her.
Yeah,
and you don't really know why at first, but the title will give this away, or the original title gives this away to you.
She's dressed kind of like a sexy Power Ranger bad guy.
Yes, for sure.
Yes,
for sure. So she's on Earth now, of course, with this alien, and they're on this campus like university. And one of the professors at this school that is kind of a younger professor, and all the girls kind of like swoon over him. He starts seeing her around the campus crowds, and he kind of becomes like obsessed with her a little bit. And so that's kind of like a ongoing thing in the movie, is where every time he sees this girl, he's got to like chase her down and find her and figure out what the hell's going on. But he's kind of a sleazeball too, right? The professor.
He's a bit of a horn dog.
Yeah, so he definitely sleeps with one of his students.
He knows he knows he's a good looking guy, and he has
Right.
he has no problem at getting laid by any chick. And he takes full advantage of that. But he's not like creepy sleazy. He's like,
He's like, I know I can get what I want, so he just does, right?
Yeah.
And there's like a stupid, creepy, like he sleeps with the girl who, I guess, like in one sense, he does sleep with just one student in the movie. Like he's not trying to woo all of them. He just kind of lets them come to him, I guess.
Well, I just find it funny. Whoever directed this movie. Who was it? It was Paul Matthews. He wrote and directed it. But I just find his his camera angles funny, especially like on the female students. What he does is he starts at their feet and he pans up on their really short shorts or their really short skirts.
Yeah.
And because he wants to show you the sexiness of these girls.
Right. And they are. So.
Yes, very sexy women in this movie.
So the particular girl that he's actually sleeping with, like the next little storyline is one of her good friends kind of goes missing. And so they wind up spending some time, hey, where's so-and-so? And the professor is obsessed, or not obsessed, but he keeps running into this girl again that he sees from the crash landing. And then they kind of know something's going on because one of the maintenance guys winds up getting killed.
Yeah.
Which is actually a pretty cool death. Like the breeder comes through the wall and just like smashes the shit out of him. Which is kind of a so the guy that passes away actually is the student that the professor is sleeping with. It's her friend's boyfriend.
Yeah.
So he's only in the movie for he's basically just a casualty.
Yeah.
But there is some connection between all these people.
Well, there is, and they're like, I think they're like giving him part like they're giving parts of the meteor away as necklaces.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That was.
And he has one that's like he's got one on like a little statue stand in his room, and his girlfriend has one as well. So yeah, the necklaces was kind of weird, and I kind of totally forgot about that till you mentioned it. And then I guess at the very end, all that kind of comes together. But so the rest of the movie, they're trying to figure out. People start getting killed, and the professor keeps finding this girl, and he knows something's going on. And basically, the rest of the movie is spent trying to save this girl. The professor figures out it's an alien, and we eventually figure out that the girl that is running from the alien that the professor is after actually is pregnant.
Yeah.
Like Karen's baby. So that kind of explains why the alien or the creature is always near this girl. He's never really harming her. He's harming all the other things that try to get near her. He's almost like a protective mother over, their like child is, like he's protecting her because it's bearing its children. And then all that eventually comes to blows later on in the movie. But there's a really cool scene that I like when they do eventually find her friend, and it's this giant like she's basically on a giant like salt brine kind of weird thing.
Yeah.
In the aliens like caverns that's like kind of underneath the school. So she's like encompassed in there, and then later on a bunch of sorority girls, I guess, or girls from the school go and like eat it, and then they start getting like encompassed with salt. I don't know. It got really weird right there. I was like, wait, what's happening?
Yeah, it's like, where are the girls going? Because there is a back character, like, I don't know if she's like the dean of the school, this lady.
Yeah, she's in charge of something, but they never call her the dean. They never call her a professor. You just know she's like in charge of something at the university.
Yeah, because she sees the alien, and then the dude gets hurt, and he's like, "You saw it. I know you saw it." And she gets pissed, and she's like, "I didn't see nothing," and they all know they saw it. They know what's going on. But I think, it's kind of like they send the cops down there to look for some stuff. So you kind of get some aliens type of vibe. There's the cops down there, and then the creatures kind of hunting the cops a little bit. And then that was pretty cool. You know, little cat and mouse stuff with the alien
Yeah.
cops.
I actually like that whole section of the movie a lot because, like, so while the cops are down there in the sewers or whatever the hell it is, like, meanwhile, the professor and his girlfriend are being questioned by this, like, super shitty cop. Just, like, the interactions between, like, I can't remember all the stuff he says, but the professor's like, "You're wasting time coming after me. I need a lawyer." It's like all this terrible dialogue between the cop and the professor and the girlfriend. It was just entertaining. It was silly and kind of funny, but it lightened up a bit.
It lightened up a bit, and then somehow he does like this calling, and all the hot chicks walk out, and they're like, "Where are they going?" And they're just kind of like zombified by the breeder.
Yeah.
You know, the alien. He's got to get his alien junk. He wants to pass his seed on, and
Right.
so the women kind of turn into like these weird zombified aliens, and they're
Yeah,
kind of
but they don't really do anything. They're just like hypnotized essentially.
yeah.
They
They're
don't
kind
really
of
know.
they're kind
not
of
like,
obstacles. They don't even really attack.
yeah, they don't do anything. They're just kind of there.
Yeah, there you have it. Yeah, and then so, yeah, it kind of goes down how you would suspect.
Yeah, they try to blow them up, and of course it doesn't. So when they do like blow them up, there's like 35 minutes left in the movie. You're like, what the fuck? They just killed the alien, but of course he didn't die. So you know, the professor is like wanting to save the girl somehow that's impregnated with the alien babies. But the other girl's like, why are we saving her? she's still jealous a little bit for some reason. I don't know why. She's jealous. But yeah, so then they just got to protect her, and it's just them trying to save the girl and kill the alien all at the same time.
His freshman college girlfriend. I don't know if she's a freshman. She looks like she's in her 30s, but she's jealous that he's trying to rescue the alien chick.
Yeah,
like you did it for her. You know, all that stuff. It's like, dude, like, calm the fuck down. And
yeah, she saved you too. Calm down.
yeah, she saved you too. And so that there's that part.
Yeah.
So that was pretty funny. But you know, you get pretty good graphics towards the end. You get the telltale signs. Isn't there a part in there where he has one of the chicks like in the alien goo, like you do in Aliens, kind of just strewn up, like webbed up against the wall?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Got all that. And then you got like, you know, these chicks, like he has several attempted rapes that don't go through.
Right.
The alien, where he just kind of rubs the back of his fingers down their face. He's like,
yeah,
you know, like, no, stop. But yeah, man. So how does it climax? How do the breeders climax?
Well, it's left open for a sequel. But yeah, so his girlfriend that has the necklace on, like, kind of gets toward the end. She gets like hypnotized and kind of wrapped up in that gooey, cobwebby stuff, and he has to like rip the necklace off her to kind of break her trance. And when he does that, he like starts blowing the alien away with a shotgun that I guess he gets from a cop. I don't really remember how he acquired that. Did he just pick it up when he was down there?
Yeah.
Because he didn't take it down there, but then all of a sudden he had one, so I'm just guessing he got it from a cop. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happens. And then
it like collapses it collapses down on the wait, how does he get that's the first time he killed him was when the like ceiling collapsed in on the alien.
Yeah.
But he got away that time. Wait, what the fuck happened at the very end?
Come on. We just watched it today.
I know. I don't remember what happened at the very end.
It must have not been that memorable.
No, well, they get out and I'm trying to remember exactly how they killed the alien
Yeah.
or the
Well,
creature, but I don't.
he shoots him, dude.
He shoots him like 3 times, but then don't they like? Does the caverns collapse again on him?
Yeah, and then the chick.
Okay.
Yeah, that's from what I remember.
Yeah, well, so that's why it was confusing me because it's the same thing that happens the first time, except it wasn't shot before the caverns collapsed. So.
Well, and let's talk about like how hot the chicks are.
Yeah. And how tragic one of them left us.
Oh yeah, the one who plays the alien girl, she got murdered by her boyfriend in real life, like at the age of 23.
Yeah. Whoa, she was that young?
Yeah.
How old was she in this movie?
Like 20.
Okay, so not too long after it.
Yeah, she got murdered. She was hot too, man.
Yeah, she looked like a young Gina Carano. That's what she looked like to me.
Yeah. She was pretty smoking. Pretty smoking, dude. I will say that. But yeah, so this movie was made in 97. She died like in 2000 or something like that. So there you have it with that. But it was an all in all a pretty good movie.
It's a good time. There's a few slow spots in there, but nothing crazy.
Right. Well, they end up shooting the creature, and he ends up kind of burning in a lake of fire. Remember that a little bit?
Oh yeah.
And then the fortress, and then it blows up with the fake, real bad shitty effects of. But it does.
At least they saved that for the end.
Yes, but it does leave it open up for a sequel because remember they see a bunch of meteorites coming into town.
Yeah. There's more coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Which also is kind of the same thing as the opening credits, because the opening credits there's like those meteors floating around in space. It's like the same stock footage reused again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally would have watched.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. So what'd you give it?
It's a 3.5 out of 5 for me, man. I really like this one.
Did you?
Yeah, I love this one. I like a good sci-fi creature feature. This one ticked all the boxes for me for the most part, and honestly gave it a higher score for being from the 90s because I didn't really expect that to happen, because that comes out in 97. That's like right in the midst of, at that point, nothing like that was really coming out. You were getting the same type of shitty horror movies over and over and over. If it wasn't a Puppet Master film or something from Troma, you weren't getting anything. So,
or some teenager high production film.
Yeah.
Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah. So the fact that it came out in 97, did this actually get a theater release? I bet to look that up.
I don't think it did, dude.
Yeah, I don't think it did either. I think it was a straight to the old Blockbuster Video.
That was it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I just didn't expect much from it, so I gave it such a high rating because I was like, oh wow, this is actually pretty entertaining and fun. So I would highly suggest people to watch it. It's streaming on Amazon Prime. I mean, what else are you gonna do? Check it out.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I gave it a 3 out of 5. It was better than what I thought. It didn't try to pretend like anything that it wasn't. It was slow in some parts. I could have used some more creature and I could have used some more gore. But it definitely delivered on the nudity.
Yeah. It definitely inserted its random pointless shower scene in there.
Yes.
In the girls' locker room, which was also like super silly. Like, so the alien is like underneath the or creature, whatever the fuck you want to call him. He's both. He's like lurking underneath the grounds of the university, but he's like underneath the girl's shower, and like it's just a pipe with nothing connected to it. It's just like a drain that goes into nothing.
Yeah.
And it just empties into these caverns underneath the school.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is there no pipe from this?
That's exactly what I was thinking. This isn't how plumbing works. Being a facilities guy, doing building maintenance, I'm like, this isn't how plumbing works. But anyways, yeah, it's just like randomly leaks into a fucking cavern below the fucking. And you can hear all the girls talking and all the soap coming out. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, I give it a 3 out of 5. wasn't too bad. Again, I mean, it's a fun creature feature, but it's a mid-90s one, so you're gonna definitely get a little bit of CGI in there that's like not that great.
Yeah.
But this is something that I think you probably would have caught on the Sci-Fi Channel
At some point.
some point in the late 90s.
Before
sure.
it was sci-fi, when it was actually sci-fi.
Yeah, before it fucking everything gets ruined.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they do have some cool shows, but like I don't know what
Before it was all Sharknado and Birdemic.
well, and not just that, but like you'll have movies on the Sci-Fi Channel that have nothing to do with sci-fi, and you're like, okay, whatever. It got ruined. I don't know why the corporations ruin shit. Just like once they get their hands on something, like
we know what you want, and it's not what we gave you before. Here, have this.
yeah, just like they did to MTV before it became cool. So
yeah,
or before it became shitty. Sorry. Now it's like you'll have like Martin reruns all day on MTV. It's like, what the fuck is this? Jesus.
Right.
All right, guys. So we're gonna do our second chances.
Oh shit. We are.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We won't spend a lot of time on this one.
Nah.
Not a lot of time. We're not gonna do a full-on review, but we'll just kind of talk about what we liked and what we didn't like, and if we give it a better hiring. So yeah. So I'm actually gonna play the trailer for Second Chances. Well, I'm gonna play our theme for Second Chances, and then.
And now it's time for Second Chances here on the Cemetery Gates podcast.
I told you this place was giving me nightmares. I keep seeing some lunatic killing people. I'm scared.
You're crazy.
Don't say that.
Multiple fractures left leg, severe concussion, blood type O positive. That's rough to come by. Do we have a sufficient supply?
Yes, doctor.
Do you think I did it on purpose?
If you hadn't been so drunk and run into that car, I wouldn't be a cripple now, would I?
The donor is a patient at the state mental hospital.
Some guy killed one of the orderlies and escaped from the cottage hospital. You mean the loony bin? That's in Corvallis County, right? Out of our jurisdiction, right?
Hey, where you headed?
San Francisco.
Jesus Christ. You've been playing that same thing for over an hour. Don't you know anything else?
I told you my daddy made this for me just before he died. You're just like all the rest. They tried to take it away from me, too. But I got it back. Hi.
Hi.
Where you headed?
Stanford Bay. You going that far?
Well, I guess I can get you there. Hop in. Hello, pretty girl.
And you were really weird. You think someone was following you or something.
I see you.
All right, so you heard the theme of "God Bless You."
Sorry. I tried to get away from the mic. Didn't happen fast enough. Apologies, listeners.
That's okay. So we some time ago we reviewed 1982's Blood Song, starring Donna Wilkes and Frankie Avalon and Richard Jekyll, whole bunch of actors in it. But yeah, even Ben Cross is in it.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, very, very, very odd. But anyways, yeah, so Blood Song is an attempt to cash in on the slasher craze, I would say.
Yeah, and it should be noted that our original rating of this was 1.5 stars. So
yeah. Well, we have Mr. Frankie Avalon, the teenage heartthrob himself, who was trying to reinvent his career, after the Beach Blanket Bingo Party movies and all that shit, right? You
Right.
know, but you know, he did, you know, the Grease theme. You know, he's the one who sang the Grease theme, you know, 4 years prior. But yeah, so basically, in a nutshell, Frankie Avalon sees his parents get his dad commit suicide. His dad kill his mom, fucking some dude in the bed, and his dad gave him a weird fucking wood flute, and he plays the wood flute after he sees the murder to help with his anxieties about the murder, I guess. I
Yeah,
don't.
but he only learned one song on the flute, so it's the same song over and over. And everybody he comes in contact with just like bitches about like, hey, can you play something else?
Yeah, that's a fucking song. Yeah, that's you getting mad at the song I'm playing? You know, it's just it's and then you got Donna Wilkes, who's been in everything from Jaws 2 to Schizoid to Grotesque to
I forget she's in Schizoid. Is she the
Yeah.
nurse in Schizoid?
No, she's the main chick. The main chick. So yeah, she's Donna Wilkes. She's Angel. Yeah, she's
Oh,
in
that's
quite a
right.
few- Yeah.
Avenging
So
Angel. Gotcha.
yeah, so basically Donna Wilkes somehow didn't she get like a blood transfusion and she sees through his eyes now? So she's like
Yeah. So she
like
gets in a car accident
because her drunk dad.
because her dad's an alcoholic, and like she had to get braces on her legs and lots of surgery on her legs, but she had to get a blood transfusion. And somehow this like I guess Frankie Avalon has type O negative, so he can like, so there's a lot of to make do about like, oh hey, let's get a hold of that donor that can donate everything. But that's what links them together throughout the movie.
Yeah, so she has nightmares and visions of murders going on. She's seeing them through his eyes. And then basically he escapes the mental institution. Um and yeah, he goes on the road. He does a little rampage, road rampage. He's definitely a serial killer. Um,
And she
kinda
can
like-
see all this, like the kind of think of like the old vampire movies
yeah,
where like you have a link to whoever turns you a vampire. So like, and it's just she has these visions the whole time
right.
about what's happening, but everybody thinks she's like losing her fucking mind because she's crazy.
And her alcoholic dad's pissed off that she's grown up and hooking up with guys, and
he's a fucking asshole. That dude plays a great asshole dad.
yeah,
God, he's awful.
That's Richard Jekyll, man. He's in all kinds of shit from The Dirty Dozen to Starman, Sands of Iwo Jima. Dude, he's an old time actor, bro. Like he's in a lot of fucking things. So, anyways, yeah, he plays a good dick asshole father. So Frankie Avalon's character, does some killing across the road. Some pretty good murder scenes, man.
Yeah, there's
Pretty-
a couple good for sure.
Pretty brutal. He finds her eventually and kills her dad right in front of her, and her dad's like, "Go, I'll protect you," but he ends up dying.
Yeah, which is a really bloody like scene.
Yeah.
Like, when they go out, that's the best scene of the movie. Actually, is the
Yeah.
fight between the father and Frankie Avalon. Like that's the highlight of the film, in my opinion.
Yeah, and then there's a big chase. Her boyfriend and her and him, and they end up in some was it like a logging station or some shit?
Yeah, he was one up on the forklift or some shit. I don't remember.
Yeah, and he gets killed. They kill him.
Yeah, that's it. Movie over.
Movie over. So, yeah, man. Second watch, I didn't mind this. I gotta say.
Yeah, so I don't know. Okay, so I figured out my big problem with the movie, and my problem with the movie actually is Frankie Avalon.
Hey, yeah.
And it's only because the issue for me is like the kills are good. You have the great scene with the father, but he doesn't play that creepy stalker role very well. He just doesn't. Like, there's nothing. I don't know. There's nothing. It's not like a Joe Spinell like very effective, creepy like serial killer guy going on. He just doesn't have it. And like a lot of the music is fucking terrible in this movie too.
Yeah, it's very after schooly special.
Right. It feels like an after school special. So like my biggest drawbacks are the music and Frankie Avalon. But upon the second viewing, I enjoyed it a little more. So I would definitely rate it higher, but I wouldn't rate it too much higher.
No, not too much higher. I would definitely give it like a 2.5.
Yeah, I could feasibly give it another whole point. Yeah, 2.5 is definitely feasible. But
yeah,
it's still Frankie Avalon's still kind of the issue with it. I would love to, because the story is actually not crazy or awful.
No, it's not.
It's kind of an interesting take on using the blood as some sort of, I mean, yeah, it's silly, but using the blood as some sort of link between two. But you know, it was worth the rewatch, I think.
Yeah, he's just miscast.
Yeah,
he really was. I mean, I don't know like what his agents were thinking. I mean, the guy was a teenage heartthrob, and he did the theme for Grease, and then it's like, okay. I get actors want to take risks, or artists, and do something different. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I just feel like it probably would have been played better by somebody, and he was just annoying. My daddy made me that flute. It's like, dude,
yeah,
come on, bro.
And and I think it's a little bad writing on the dialogue too for him, as well as not being delivered well. So
yeah, so there you have it. Blood Song, Second Chances.
And it got up a whole point higher.
Yes, there you go.
That's why we do it.
All right, yeah, that's exactly why we do it. Second Chance.
And that was Second Chances here on the Cemetery Gates podcast.
That's why we do it.
All right, yeah, that's exactly why we do it. Second Chances. So, all right, man. So now it's time to review my film. We're going to go ahead and listen to a trailer from The Outing, 1987, and we'll be right back.
Since the beginning of time, man has been fascinated by the mysterious, the unexplained, the unknown. Consider, if you will, the legend of the lamp.
Looks like something out of Arabian Nights. Oh, is it okay if I open it?
No, honey, I wish you wouldn't. But think twice before you make a wish.
One thing, though, about the warning on the inscription.
What's that?
The former owner should have read it.
You've uncovered another King Tut's curse, huh?
For within it lurks the unleashed power of death and destruction. It can take any form. Strike any time. Anywhere. Alex knows.
I don't think I like this.
Quit worrying. You will before the night's over.
And soon her friends will too.
Fine, miss. You've got to send to Miss Wallace.
What's the matter? Afraid?
That there is no way on Earth
Something's wrong.
to put an end to the terror.
What can you do?
There's got to be an answer here.
But what is it? This can't be happening!
The lamp. Make a wish, if you dare.
All right, guys. So you had listened to The Outing trailer, also known. This movie is what's this movie known as well?
The Lamp.
The Lamp.
Yeah.
Yes. Lampia.
It's put out from Shout Factory or Scream Factory as The Outing, though. So
yeah. Well, first thing I want to say about this is the only reason why I picked this movie is because I remember this fucking cover. It was seared into my brain at the video store when I was a little kid. I would say a little kid, 10 years old, but yeah, still a little kid. But I just remember the cover being so fucking cool. And even to this day, I was looking at the various covers of it. There's only a couple of covers that I saw, and man, the artwork is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it really is great.
It is the throwback to those old like Nancy Drew, Hardy Boys teen novels that you would get, you know, in high school. Just really cool fucking painted oil painting artwork. So I just couldn't. That's one thing that caused me to pick this movie. But yeah, so it's basically an ancient genie that's released from a lamp, and essentially it's an evil genie, and
a djinn, as it were.
A djinn, yes. So basically what we got is some hillbillies drive into an old house in the backwoods, and they want to rob this old lady. She's the only one who lives in the house because they think there's money in there for whatever odd reason. But they're not like, they're low lives. They're not like high priced criminal cat burglars. They're just fucking hillbilly motherfuckers who would as soon spend money on fucking weed and beer. You know what I mean? Nothing in cigarettes, nothing of any value. So they fuck this old lady up pretty good. They even kill her.
Yeah.
They put it, where's the money, you old hag, you old witch? They put an axe in her head, and they're all there's a genie lamp there, and it's like twisting, like the front. There's a plug on the.
Yeah, it's like a little ruby on the end of it.
Yeah, on the end of it, and it's turning, and then somebody unplugs it. And one of the idiots unplugs it, and then the genie comes out and possesses the old lady, who then, with the axe in her head, proceeds to headbutt the other dude with the axe.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, which is really cool. It's like, okay, I'm going to like this. And dispatches the other people. Doesn't the genie, like, pull the chick under the water? Like,
yeah, so when he takes the... So if you notice, they have that little red ruby on the end of the lamp, but the witch also has a little red ruby bracelet that kind of matches to it. They wind up taking as well, and I guess that has some sort of the
connection.
Link. Yeah, that's like kind of like the blood link and blood song. This has like a obviously at the beginning they're telling you that this bracelet is tied to this lamp in some way.
So these things, they end up into a museum, and you have like the curator, his helper, some African dude, the curator's daughter. I'm just going to put it this way. There's a lot of no names in this movie. I didn't recognize anybody. Not only that, the acting was not very good at all.
No, not even your leads.
No, at all.
Like the scientist's or museum curator's daughter is awful. She's like a low rent Tiffany.
Yeah, she's not good. Not good. Although I did some research on her, and she writes books, and she's apparently she's pretty popular.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah, she decided acting wasn't for her. But
yeah, I would agree.
So the daughter's kind of like, you know, your 1987, you know, high school chick, and yells at her dad for some odd reason, says she wishes he was dead. Now, keep in mind, this is going to play later on in the movie when she says, I wish you were dead. So, all right. So she also snags the ruby bracelet.
Yeah, from her dad's desk.
From her dad's desk, because, you know, then it kind of connects her. So they all decide, you know, we're going to, the high school, bunch of friends. And keep in mind also, there's another little backstory. She has an ex-boyfriend who and his buddy, they're bullies, and for some odd reason they all get into a fight at school. And there's a lot of ass kicking in that scene, which is a really funny scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, the knives are, you know, it's like, dude.
It gets out of control quick.
It does, man. There's knives pulled out, and it's like, whoa. You guys are just some fucking white high school kids from the fucking suburbs. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Jeez. But so anyways, so you have the protagonist bullying his buddy and then her friends. But anyways, everybody ends up at the museum
for a field trip or some shit.
For a field trip, and they decide that they're gonna stay there the night. And you know, there's some fucking going on, some sucking, some is there any drinking or smoking? I forget.
There's no drinking, I don't think.
No drinking. But anyways, so since she's attached by the bracelet, the lamp somehow the genie comes out and it goes into her.
Yeah, well, she has the bracelet. She already had the bracelet on when she said all that stuff.
So the genie's like setting up booby traps all over the place, like little red herrings throughout the movie, to trap people. And then
she like it manipulates her to like set him up.
Yeah, and then she's like, "What's going on?" After he leaves her. So there's that part, and then the genie does do what the genie does. He does some nice levitation kills. He kills the curator's assistant, the black dude, which is a pretty cool scene.
Yeah, it's got this there's like this really cool 80s like green CGI smoke action going on when the genie comes out, which I love that kind of cheesy look.
Yeah, it's like animated over a human body. Yeah, it's like it was really cool. Then he got the annoying whoever they hired, the security guard. So there's a security guard actor in it.
I love this guy, dude. The guy that's singing opera.
Yeah, he's singing opera, and that this guy's like an opera singer or an aspiring opera singer in real life. And he probably went to the producer or the director and be like, "Hey, bro, let me sing opera on this dude. Come on, just let me do it. Come on, just let me do it.
Here's $20. Let me do it.
Just let me do it. I could do it." So he's singing Figaro fucking throughout the museum as loud as he can at the top of his lungs. But he gets a fucking nice spear to the fucking chest. That was good.
That was great.
That was a great scene, by the way. A great scene.
So, so right before that part, do you remember when they were listening to the radio, and it was like the Morning Q Zoo commercial on the radio?
Yeah,
and it was like the worst fucking ditty I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
I don't know why that stuck in my brain, but it was like so silly. It was like Morning Q Zoo is waiting for you. Morning Q Zoo. And it just plays for like a minute and a half. You're like, why is this going on in the background?
Some filler. I feel like there was a lot of like, yeah, I'll let you be in my movie. Yeah, I'll throw this in my movie for you. Favors going on in this thing. But so we get some kills, and then the teenagers start getting kind of dispatched one after one. And then the bullies make it in there because they're gonna fuck them up, right? Remember, they're gonna get revenge because they got their asses kicked. So they decide to put on some weird masks from the museum, and there's like a black couple, and the black chick's nude because her and her man are gonna have sex, and he gets killed in a pretty weird way. He's like halfway out of the bathtub. Why is there a bathtub in the museum? I don't know, but there is.
Well, she says it's a place for sometimes the people that are digging up the stuff get dirty and need to change and shower. Like, okay, whatever. Well, explain it away. It's fine.
Yeah. So he gets killed, and then the bullies end up they're gonna rape his chick, and it was really cool because one of the bullies had like this helmet on.
Oh, it was like an Iron Maiden like helmet kind of.
It was an Iron Maiden helmet that he didn't close all the way, and the fucking genie just closes it on his head and fucking twists his head around and pulls his head off.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah,
that was really cool. And then the other bully dies, and then the chick dies too, the black chick. Everybody dies, and then you have, I think left you have the daughter, her dad, and then another chick. Another lady kind of hanging out the teacher.
That's her dad, the curator of the museum, is also dating his daughter's teacher.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
and then so the genie finally makes an appearance, and he's okay looking.
He is okay looking, and the one thing that that made me laugh hysterically was like this. Okay, so it's okay looking, right? It's cool. It's a genie, okay. But then like it's chasing the kids around in the museum, and you can totally tell like somebody just put some fucking like this thing on a pallet and put it on some wheels and just pushed it around.
Yeah, kind of like Dan Haggerty's Elves.
Yeah,
yeah. It's like
okay, this is weird.
Yeah,
It's fun though.
What I was most annoyed about was when the genie was talking to her. You could not understand a fucking thing he was saying.
No, not
and
at all.
he was having a full-blown conversation with her, and she was talking to him back. But it was like he was like listening to Chris Barnes from Cannibal Corpse. You can't understand. He's like, and that was it, dude. And she's like, but I didn't. It's like, what the fuck? He needed subtitles.
Maybe I'll check the commentary track on the factory release to see.
But her wish is his command, and you wished your dad to be dead earlier in the movie.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen. And then, how do they get the genie back into the bottle?
How do they get the genie back in the bottle? So the dad has what does he get? He gets doesn't he use some sort of artifact in there to like trap it?
Yeah, well, basically they destroy the lamp. To destroy the lamp, to destroy the djinn by throwing the lamp into the fire inside that incinerator.
Right.
But there's that. But they get the genie then returns into his lamp, and then that's what they do, man. They fucking.
Oh, that's okay. So I'm thinking of the guy that dies in his office, like the other curator guy that gets pulled up into the ceiling fan.
Mm-hmm.
Like he figures out like it's a djinn and all that, and he had some sort of scroll or something in there, and I was thinking that. But no, that's an awesome death, by the way, that we kind of skipped over. When he gets pulled over the ceiling fan and
that was
blood
cool.
slung all over. That was really cool.
That's pretty cool. So basically, they destroy the djinn by throwing the lamp into the fire inside the incinerator. That's how he dies.
Boom.
That's it. That's it.
Did she take the bracelet off too, though?
Yeah, they got the bracelet.
Yeah, so she threw the bracelet into the thing.
Oh, and by the way, at the end of the credits, the opera singing security guard returns to take a bow.
Does he really?
Yes. At the end of the credits, the opera singer comes and does a bow, which is really funny. But yeah, all in all, man, I actually enjoyed this film. I didn't think it was too bad.
No, I had actually seen this before, and I didn't like it at all. But I don't know why, because I actually enjoyed it a lot this time.
Yeah, it's a fun, silly film.
And it should be noted that since we've done our return, we've had 2 episodes, and both episodes have a cobra death in it.
Oh yeah,
there.
Yeah, because the cobras bite the shit out of that fucking chick in the bathtub.
Yeah, she gets killed by a cobra. So we're 2 for 2 on cobra deaths.
Not only that, we're 2 for 2 on this episode for big, giant, ugly-looking monsters.
It's true.
With sharp teeth. There you have it. So, but yeah, man. I mean, not a bad movie. I actually gave this one a 3.5 out of 5. Just for it was there was some fun in it. It was a nice 1987 horror film, but
yeah, there's some like I don't remember who it is. I think it might be the security guards, but this one dude just keeps saying like, "Oh, you got a good point there. You got a good point there. You got a good point there." He says like 5 or 7 times. "Oh, you got a good point there. You got a good point there." Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But there's all sorts of. It's good fun, and I don't think it definitely doesn't take itself too seriously.
No, not at all.
But it plays it pretty straight.
It
but
does.
like the acting is not great. But I love the idea. Like in my opinion, we don't have enough movies involving a genie in them. You know.
I mean, you got Wishmaster.
Yeah, and there's a handful of others, but most of them aren't good, and most of them don't have a creature this size in it. Usually, it's more of a man-sized creature. Because even if with Wishmaster, he's big, but he's not like that big.
Yeah, he's not
like this particular genie is very otherworldly looking.
Yeah.
So.
He's pretty cool looking. So, and again, that's what sold me was the cover. So, check it out, man. 1987's The Outing, aka The Lamp. The Lamp. All right, guys. So, we'll see you soon. Come follow us on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, we did that.
Yes.
Is that where we're... And the audio sounds great on there too, by the way.
Yeah, we're on the Cemetery Gates podcast on YouTube, and then everything's being uploaded to SoundCloud. You can find us on SoundCloud. I still haven't figured out the RSS feed portion yet of it, so I'm not sure if our shit's going to all the other places yet. But I gotta wrap my head around that.
Yeah, but don't ask me.
I'll figure it out. But I mean, other way, you can find us on SoundCloud, and we're getting views on YouTube, so which is cool. Either way, man. I mean, as long as y'all can hear us, that's all that matters to me.
Yeah.
So that's what
we'll
we
get
do.
it squared away.
Absolutely, guys. So we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to you soon.
We'll see if we can get another Cobra death. See if we can keep this running. I'm gonna go find a Reddit list of movies where people die by Cobra deaths.
Yes, you got to do it, man. All right, looking forward to doing the next one with you, man. We'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, brother.
Okay, good night.
You've been listening to the Cemetery Gates podcast, featuring Android Virus and Xander Kane. Follow us on Twitter, @AndroidVirus, @Xander_Kane, and @CemeteryGates66.